What's good, YouTube? Man, it's your boy EJ Hoops here back with another amazing video. If you guys want to tell about the title, we're about to go down the whole Damian Lillard drama. Now, trust me, I know I can't be the only person here that is tired of hearing about Damian Lillard leaving, Damian Lillard staying, Damian Lillard in Miami Heat. He's not going to Boston. The 76ers is a good idea. The Trailblazers better trade that number 3 pick in Anthony Simons. I know we're all tired of hearing it. But that's why we're here today, because we're going to talk about it one more time. And after this video, this is the only time, the first and last time you'll ever hear about me talk about this whole Damian Lillard thing. I'm on Twitter, by the way, to look at everything that's happened, the whole quote-unquote timeline in the last 2.5 weeks. Because in the last 2.5 weeks, there hasn't been a single day to go by where we didn't hear something about the Damian Lillard drama. Outside of when we was having the Beal trade, we didn't hear anything about it then, outside of the fact that Miami is out of the races for him, and it's obviously Miami's connected to Dame at this point, or the Kristaps Porzingis trade. Outside of those two trades, those are the only two times where we didn't hear anything about the Dame sweepstakes. I'm gonna give my opinion through this while we go through NBA Central on Twitter and read through what's happening. If you don't know what NBA Central is on Twitter, it's a very dependable source. They don't really do nothing but repost what the reputable people are saying about certain situations. The Wojs of the world, the Shams of the world, the Brian Windhorst of the world. And then you have those independent reporters that's connected to teams directly, like the Heat or the Trailblazers, obviously. That's enough talking, but let's get straight into this, man. Again, if you can see here, I just looked up from NBA Source, NBA Central, and looked up Damian. They're giving us everything that's been happening. June 11th, which is about 2 weeks. About 2 weeks and 2 days from today. Today is the 26th. Miami Heat became the favorites to land Damian Lillard. Me personally, do I think Miami would be better with Damian Lillard? Obviously, but to be honest with you, I think everything that Miami would have to give away to get Damian Lillard in the process of getting would probably make them like not that appealing of a team to pick to come out of the East. But I can obviously see it happening. I can obviously see the Miami Heat and the Portland Trailblazers coming up with a deal for Damian Lillard. Do I think it'll be a win-win for both teams? No, I think this would actually be a trade where both teams lose. I don't think that Miami has anything that's appealing to a rebuild for the Portland Trailblazers. And to be honest with you, I think the amount of things that the Miami Heat would have to give away in order to give Damian Lillard would just make the team worse. And now that I think about it, if the Miami Heat did give away Tyler Hero in this deal, it wouldn't be that beneficial for the Portland Trailblazers unless they was to go ahead and flip him to somebody else. Because instead of having the guard room with the 4 guards there now, instead of it being Dame, Anthony Simons, Scoot Henderson, and Shaedon Sharpe, adding Tyler Hero to the mix wouldn't help at all. It's just another young player that's a guard and doesn't play defense. So I think it'd be a lose-lose for both teams personally. I don't think that Damian Lillard, I mean, he'd obviously get closer to a ring, but I don't think it'd happen. Let's go down the timeline. June 16th, we are reminded that the Trailblazers aren't interested in rebuilding and receiving a haul for Damian Lillard. That's the first time we heard about it. We heard about it a lot. And then in the same day, it got reported that the Blazers hope to trade the number 3 pick and Anthony Simons to help build a contender around Damian Lillard. Obviously, this didn't happen, and I think the biggest reason why that didn't happen because every single team that may need a franchise point guard, it's only a slim few that even needs a franchise point guard, didn't have what would make the Portland Trailblazers better, to be honest with you. Like, outside the New Orleans Pelicans and the little rumor mill that went there that fell through, there's no team right here that is willing to give anything away for the number 3 pick, which was normally a team that needs to rebuild or something, such as maybe the Wizards. I mean, I guess that was a team, but Bradley Beal had a no trade clause, and Kristaps Porzingis only had a 1-year thing. Had a player option on his deal. Therefore, I don't think it would have been the best trade for them anyways. But most teams has their franchise point guard. It's one of the first things that teams get. Atlanta Hawks, Trae Young, Cade Cunningham, John Morant. Miami Heat isn't rebuilding. Warriors isn't rebuilding. Boston isn't rebuilding. Hornets got LaMelo Ball. The Spurs would not have anything to even give them. The Bucks aren't rebuilding. The Timberwolves aren't rebuilding. They wouldn't give up any of their assets that they need to contend because they don't have any picks for the next 7 years to get a franchise point guard. Suns are contending. Chicago Bulls, that's an interesting one, but they are in their mind. If you watch any of the Chicago press, they weren't going to give anything away. Cavs got DG. Rockets just drafted Armand Thompson. Things with the Hornets, the Pelicans fell through. The Thunder got a big-ass young cast, and I think they already got the guards for the future. They just drafted Case and Wallace. Kings, no. Tyrese Halliburton, they got them. Mavs got Luka. Clippers didn't really. I mean, there was a rumor that came out today about the Paul George, Scoot Henderson swap. I think that would have been great for both teams and eventually led to Kawhi leaving or just retiring with Scoot being there. I mean, I guess the Clippers and the New Orleans Pelicans was the only two teams I could see anything going down with. Toronto, they couldn't trade Pascal because Pascal's holding them against their will. Orlando has too many guards. Lakers didn't have nothing. 76ers, they'd probably have to give up Tyrese Maxey. But the thing about this is, I think that what the Portland Trailblazers need isn't a guard. I think it's a forward/wing, if not a center. Don't get me wrong. Yusuf Nurkic is a great on the defensive side of the ball, but I don't think he's that good on the offensive side of the ball. If you ask me, to be honest with you, especially with the injury history that he has. Let's move on from that. Damian Lillard wants to remain in Portland June 19th. Now, we've now read this 3 times in a matter of 3 or 4 days that Dame wants to be there and the Portland Trailblazers want him there. Why are we still talking about this a week and 2 days later? Dame has told us twice, and they have told us once that they want them to stay together. I think this is just ridiculous. The Portland Trailblazers was never going to get anything for the 23rd pick in the draft. Nothing. Portland Trailblazers main counter promise that they hold on to the number 3 pick since Damian Lillard reportedly opposes a young movement there. Now, my issue with this quote right here from Windhorst, I believe it. He's a very reputable source. But if it is true that this is the case, why was Dame talking to Scoot almost every single day, which was another report that came out? If he was so opposed to it, why is he talking to Scoot on a normal basis? Why is he talking to him almost every single day? Portland goes to remain competitive with Damian Lillard and build the future with Anthony Simons, Shaedon Sharpe, and the number 3 pick. Now, here's the thing about this whole thing right here. We saw the Warriors try and do something like this, and don't get me wrong, they obviously won a championship in the process, but all them young players did not play a part in that happening. I do not know a single time in NBA history. If you know what time, let me know. I don't know a single time in NBA history where a team built a young core while also trying to get a competitive championship environment and win an NBA championship or even made the NBA Finals. I don't know a single time. Maybe you do, but this does not work. Buy into the rebuild and trade Dame. That's what I would do here. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't just trade Dame. I'd trade Anthony Simons too. I think that a guard room of 3 guards, all under the age of 25, is a little bit, not even a little bit, I think it's asinine, to be honest with you. The amount of rotational minutes that you need for Anthony Simons, Shaedon Sharpe, and Scoot Henderson, again, I think you can put Scoot Henderson at the 3, but I'm not the biggest fan of your point guard, shooting guard, and small forward all being under 6'7". I'm not a fan of that. You've never seen a team win like that in my existence, at least of watching and paying attention to basketball. It just doesn't happen. Blazers have shut down calls on Damian Lillard. So now we're 2-2 with the Trailblazers saying they're not trading him and Dame saying that he's staying. And this is what I mean. Dame and Lillard has been communicating regularly, talking damn near almost every day, but we're still getting this. Now we're reminded Dame does not want to play the youth movement. Teams are preparing to send trade offers to Portland for Damian Lillard. Reminded. Chris Haynes thinks that Damian Lillard is considering his future with seriousness for the first time. I low-key think that this is getting to a point where it's kind of toxic, to be honest with you. I know it kind of took us a while to get to where the title of this video may or may not be, but Damian Lillard is toxic. You basically saying, you hopping the fence of, am I going to stay? Am I going to leave? I'm going to consider this. I'm going to consider that. Constantly. It's toxic for the team and toxic for everybody around you. You're putting the Blazers in a situation where, let's say they do go out and spend all this money to get you Draymond Green, Jeremy Grant, and it still doesn't work. And now they got Jeremy Grant on a long-term deal. They got you on a long-term deal. They got Draymond Green on a long-term deal. And as you get older, you're not as good, so your value's not as low. This is the most value Dame has right now for this team to contribute off of him leaving. Jeremy Grant is not going to be worth anything to anybody in 2 or 3 years, possibly. Especially with the contract he might get. If he wants 5 years, 150, not going to be worth anything. Draymond Green is already a big question mark as far as what he's going to be worth even next year if you get him on a deal for 3 or 4 years, $25 million. I think that he's putting the Trailblazers in a bigger hole and also stunning the development of now that their franchise future point guard, hopefully, in Scoot Henderson. Anthony Simons, that's showing shades of being worth something. And Shaedon Sharpe showed a lot of shades to me for this to be the first season that he actually played since high school. I think this is very toxic by Damian Lillard. I think it's toxic to himself and the whole ring thing that he wants. I think it's extremely toxic to the Portland Trailblazers. I think he's doing more harm than good. The whole situation with Dame listening to the song about Miami on Instagram Live low-key blew me a little bit too. Because at this point, you're just going back and forth for no reason. And I think that is dumb. I think you need to just make a decision and stay on the side and stop sending all of these subliminals. Now, what happened literally 22 hours ago, Damian Lillard said he doesn't want to play for a stacked team. He doesn't want to be on a team where it's just 3 all-stars or 3 superstars. He wants a team that has a shot. What do you think you going to Miami would be? If that is trade if that's to trade Caleb Martin, Tyler Hero, Hightower, Kevin Love is a free agent. You'd have to re-sign him on like some type on a veteran minimum deal. And literally, Duncan Robinson would have to be thrown in to make the contracts match. If you went to Miami and they had to give all these things away to get to your 50 mil mark and also make it lucrative enough for the Portland Trailblazers to actually comply with them, you would be doing literally that. It'd be 3 All-Stars and nothing else. That's what it would be. Now, I like the idea of him going to Brooklyn if he was to leave. Do I think they are major contenders right away? No, but I do think that they have a good chance of making some noise around the league. But you'd literally be doing this with Miami. And this is where we're going to end the whole timeline thing right here because we're already low-key deep into this video. Damian Lillard's dream scenario with Portland is for them to re-sign Jeremy Grant and sign Draymond Green. Can this big three make some noise? I'm not going to lie to you. This big three probably is a 5th seed in the West. And they might get bounced in the first round. If they do get out of the first round, they're definitely getting swept in the second round by one of the major big teams in the West. Like the Clippers is going to sweep this team. No, I won't say sweep. Sweep might be a little disrespectful. The Clippers are going to take care of them in 6 possibly. Denver's sweeping this damn team. And, I mean, outside of those 2 teams, you're going to run into one of those 2 teams if you're the 5th seed, obviously. But, yeah. Damian Lillard hasn't requested a trade and plans to wait around and see what Portland does in free agency. And, again, I think that this is just it's an extremely toxic situation. He's just being childish at this point. You're holding the franchise hostage. You're holding other teams hostage because they may want to see what they can get with you. And I just give up on the situation if I'm the Portland Trailblazers. I'm pushing Dame out. He's older. He's on a good deal. He dropped 71 this season. He had a career season, if I'm not wrong. 2nd best point guard in the league. Get whatever you can for him. Anything. Do it right now. That's the best bet. I think that's how I'm going to wrap up this video. I can conclude this saying that in the last year, or not even last year, within this short offseason so far, I think I'm comfortable saying that Damian Lillard is the most toxic superstar in the NBA at this moment, and I think he should be going. I'm tired of all this trade drama. I'm tired of all of this Damian Lillard drama, and I'm tired of seeing him on my timeline every time I open up my phone with another stupid quote or another stupid rumor or another stupid report. I think that's something in this video. I posted yesterday as well, so if you want to check that video out, do me a favor and go ahead and click it because it was a great video. I named every single MVP in NBA history. If you think you do better than me, though, go check it out, and I'm out.